There we go. We're going to start right now. We're talking to Jonathan Emile right now. Welcome to the Sunsplash Mix Show, brother.
Thank you very much for having me. It means a lot for you to interview me today. And I hope you guys are doing good too. What a crazy time.
All things considering, we're live. So where there's life, anything's possible.
So tell me about this quarantine life. Like, are you locked in a box? You can't go past the curve or something? How is your quarantine life?
Well, the cold was quarantining us for a little bit because it only stopped snowing last week here in Montreal. So that was a part of it. But things have just slowed down. The city is much slower. But we get a chance to go outside. I live across the street from a park and a market, so we just go outside, do the social distancing thing, and wash our hands all the time. But that's about it. Like things have been good. We've been very blessed to not be too impacted just as yet by everything that's going on. So that's good.
And not in a densely populated place either, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess where I live in my neighborhood, I mean, I live in Montreal, so it's like 4 million people, 4.5 million people. But the city, since it started, the city has really just thinned out. There's no traffic. The skies are bluer. A lot of you hear the crickets at night now, so it's just like really like just calm down because the hustle and bustle has always been real in Montreal. I mean, it's nothing like New York or even Miami, you know what I mean? Like, but it's still like it's like everyone's taking a deep breath and like having some time to reflect. So I don't feel trapped. I just feel almost liberated by having the time to think, having the time to create, having the time to contact people who I haven't spoken to in a minute. So look for the blessings in everything still.
I like that. For everybody who's listening, yes, you hear a little bit of accent right there. It's not just the Jamaican side. So let me start with the hey guy, or let me start with the yeah. I don't know if it's a yeah. So tell me about the Canadian flow when it comes to being a good reggae artist.
Well, I mean, I never even, that's a great question because I never really thought about it like that. I always just grew up in a community where, part Jamaican, I grew up speaking French at home too because my dad is Quebecois, and you get a real mix here from different Caribbean islands like Black Americans and stuff like that. So you could hear it with Tory Lanez, you can hear it with Drake. We have this way of just moving through dialects, So whatever what I bring to reggae, a lot of what I've learned is from my mother. That's how I learned patois growing up, is from my mom. So I get a lot of the old style expressions and stuff like that, and I just incorporate it just like another language into whatever I do. I sing in French, I sing in English, I sing in patois, and I just use it as a vehicle to communicate with people. So that's how I go.
And now the album is out. So everybody needs to know the album is out no matter, even with the quarantine. You can still stream and support the artist.
Absolutely, definitely. So everywhere there's music, Tidal, iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, these are all them things. It's all everywhere. And you could also go to my website, jonathanemile.com, to dive into the lyrics or to get to know me a little bit more as an artist. But the album is widely available, and I'm proud of it. It's my first reggae album that I've ever released, and it's just it's a blessing to work with Tuff, Gong, and my label Mind Peace Love, and it's out there. It's out there.
And the title of the album is Spaces in Between.
Yeah.
Please spell your name because we want to make sure people can search it and pronounce it.
Yeah, so it's Jonathan, Jonathan, and then Emile, Emile. So Jonathan Emile. Yeah.
What? Wonderful. Can you tell us how many tracks and your features?
Yeah, so on the album there are 10 songs, right? And they range through the eras from rock steady to dub, do some acoustic numbers, and even some early 90s dance hall. So there's 10 strong songs, and we did a couple of remixes. So Etana is on the remix of a song called Canopy, and she's amazing. I'm just a fan, man. I'm just a fan of Etana, and she did such a wonderful job with the song. And then this next tune that I'm going to be putting out called Babylon is Fallen. That one, I'm doing a remix with Maxi Priest. I was just on the phone with him earlier today. So me and Maxi Priest are
working. Wait, pause. You're just throwing names out there.
I was on the phone with Maxi Priest. Okay.
He's such an amazing soul too, and you know he's sort of like me, like he was Jamaican but not Banayad, you know, like he you know, in England, and he just has so much wisdom to convey to me, and I'm just appreciative of the relationship and everything, and the song Babylon Is Fallen is already strong on its own, but of course, you know, with the high priest on it, you know, it takes it to another level. So I'm looking forward to sharing that with the world. Yeah.
I like it.
There's levels to it.
I like it.
I do want you to give a special mention to the album you had before, Hip Hop Inspired. Tell us a little bit about that as well.
Yeah, so my previous album, my first album was called The Lover Fighter Document. And it was talking about my experiences in life, you know, just growing up where I grew up, battling cancer. That was a big part of my come up in music and what pushed me towards music. And my background was really more in hip hop. I grew up with a lot of jazz, a lot of R&B, you know, and of course a lot of reggae music. So it's all got fused into this project, The Lover Fighter Document. And then since then, I've just been growing as an artist. I did an only in hip hop album called Phantom Pain, and then this one called Spaces in Between is, you know, where I let myself go and really just, you know, sunk deep into the culture, you know, just connected with Westmoreland and South and where my mom's from, and just, you know, let myself be creative in that space and that language. Yeah,
I like it. So now you have to try a little more. So, lovey.
Yeah.
Roots rock reggae.
Roots rock reggae. Yeah.
Rootsy. All right.
Dancehall.
Yeah. A little gospel.
You know,
everything is on that
tune on it. There's a country gospel tune. It's like a hymn called Moses. And a lot of my older listeners or my more experienced listeners really appreciate that one because it connects back to, like, you know, the acoustic gospel, you know, the old time radio and old time roots, you know. So yeah, I try to cover all the genres and all the expressions of reggae music that I learned about growing up listening to Jamaican music from my mom, my aunts, and my grandma and my uncle. So that's it.
I like it.
So 10 original. 10 original. All on this one packed album. Let's say the title again and where it's available.
All right. So it's called Spaces in Between by Jonathan Emile, and it's available on all streaming platforms. And you can check it out at jonathanemile.com. JONATHANEMILE.
I like it. And obviously, before we let anybody move forward, we have to ask, like you said, there's things that you're probably doing different with your quarantine lifestyle, and there's changes in promotion. Like you said, you're supposed to be out there on the road, not sleeping, you know? Come on. But now you're doing virtual interviews. Is that, you know, or it's like, no, this is really engaging?
You know, it is engaging because you just connect with people in a different way. And at the end of the day, you know, you just have to adapt. You know, we're resourceful people, so we have to pivot and adapt and figure out a way to make it work. So that's what I'm doing out here, and I'm grateful to connect with all the people and to have times to communicate with my fans online. You can always check me out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And I mean, it is what it is. And, you know, this is not going to stop us. We just have to be safe, wash our hands, keep social distance, and we're going to make it true, you know?
Yeah.
And we like that you like the engagement. So let everybody know what all your social media handles are.
Everything at Jonathan Emile. So that's Facebook /Jonathan Emile, Instagram /Jonathan Emile, Twitter /Jonathan Emile, JONATHANEMILE.
I like it. Mind, peace, and love. Working with Tuff Gong.
Yes.
Jonathan Emile.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, both of you. Respect.
One love.
This is Jonathan Emile, Mind, Peace, Love to the World. And I am on Sunsplash Mix Show with my man, DJ Ja Prince and Selector Princess. One love, all owner.